The Fed is launching a CBDC, and it's not good. We know the media will focus on CBDCs being easy and convenient, but they ignore the long list of negatives that come with a CBDC, including social credit scores, every transaction documented, zero privacy, banks having full control of every penny you own, and the list goes on. And a few weeks ago, Coin Bureau actually posted this picture on his Instagram, and it got flagged for misinformation because the media does not want us focusing on the negatives of a central bank digital currency. And now, a CBDC is coming sooner than expected. I thought we had more time because in the White House's first ever comprehensive framework on crypto, they spoke about exploring CBDCs. But then shortly after, Jerome Powell came out and stated that the US will take their time, do more research, because it's more important for the US to get digital currency right than be first. So although we may not be seeing a CBDC at the federal level, this doesn't mean that we won't see those in the private sector looking into CBDCs. So the New York Fed is launching a 12-week CBDC pilot with major banks including BNY Mellon, Citi, Mastercard, Wells Fargo, and many others. And how convenient that this news is being announced right after the fall of FTX. Regulators are looking at crypto and they're coming hard with regulation. And one of the easiest ways to control money, it's through a central bank digital currency. And the New York Fed also stated that the project could potentially be extended to multi-currency operations and regulated stablecoins. And CBDCs are coming whether we like it or not. The only question is whether CBDCs will be developed at the federal level or whether they'll be developed in the private sector and then adopted at the federal level. And almost every country around the world is working in some shape or form on a CBDC. And this is a CBDC tracker made by the Atlantic Council. We can see most countries around the world are working on a CBDC. Some of them are even past the development stage and now in the pilot phase. For example, China. China is at the forefront of CBDCs. In certain regions of China, they're already running a social credit system because they're able to control users' money. Now, with a CBDC, it's only going to get worse. If you're able to control someone's money, you can control their life. And we see Canada is in the development phase and the United States at the federal level is in the research phase. And Jerome Powell is definitely looking very closely at this 12-week CBDC pilot program. And there are those that also believe that USDC may become the CBDC of the United States. We know that Circle controls USDC. Circle is a centralized entity, and the United States can force Circle to do whatever they want. For example, in the past, the United States forced Circle to freeze USDC that went through the Tornado Cash smart contract. And by the way, some separate news, USDC can now be used on Apple Pay. So USDC is definitely gaining more mainstream attention, and who knows, maybe in the future it is the CBDC for the United States. But whether we get USDC or a different CBDC, there's still some hope because CBDCs don't always go according to plan. For example, in Nigeria, they launched a CBDC over a year ago, and it ended up being a massive failure, with less than 0.5% of Nigerians using the digital currency. And as analyst Nick Giambruno stated, it's not what the elites hoped for. The reason the e-Naira was a massive failure is because the Nigerian people do not trust the government. And on the opposite end, they actually are big fans of decentralized money and Bitcoin. I'm on Google Trends searching Bitcoin worldwide over the last 12 months. And if we look, Nigeria comes in at number 2. There is a big interest for Bitcoin in Nigeria. So although CBDCs will be coming, there are a few things that we can do to prevent it, or at least slow it down. We do not have to accept, just like the people of Nigeria rejected the e-Naira. And also something else we can do, of course, is stack Bitcoin for the long run. Because when CBDCs are fully implemented, that is when people will truly realize the harmful effects of CBDCs, zero privacy, and total control over your money. And when that happens, people will flock to Bitcoin.